In total, you can collect 24 weapons during the journey throughout Midgar, 4 of which are the initial weapons that Cloud, Tifa, Barret, and Aerith come with. The other 20 are scattered around in chests, shops, after defeating bosses, quests, and even steals. Well, one at least. You'll want to get as many weapons as you can, not only for completion's sake, but because of Battle Report 17, which requires you to learn 16 weapon abilities, and you can't fulfill that without having the amount of weapons to be able to do so. In chronological order, here are the locations of every weapon in Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you're searching for a specific weapon, check out the timestamps in the video description to help you out. These first few weapons are part of the storyline, they're not missable by any means. In Chapter 3, you'll be led to the weapon shop where you'll obtain the Iron Blade for Cloud. Once you've taken out the boss in Chapter 5, you'll receive Tifa's Metal Knuckles. And this may go a little bit unnoticed for some players, as the notifications from rewards and experience are sometimes a little bit difficult to see here. At the end of Chapter 6, when the group meets up with Biggs again, you'll receive the light machine gun for Barret. In Chapter 7, while getting to your destination in Sector 5, you'll come across a chest that has the Sonic Strikers for Tifa. As you can see in the video, the chest is not very well hidden at all. You can't really miss it, and you know it's the Sonic Strikers because of the fact that it has the violet light compared to the yellow orangish light that most chests have. At the Moogle shop in Chapter 8, you can go ahead and get the Silver Staff for the cost of 2 Moogle medals. Also in Chapter 8, there is a side quest called Kids on Patrol, where the reward will be the Nail Bat for Cloud. The quest will put you up against the Hedgehog Pie King, which can be pretty challenging. I have a guide on how to complete all of Chapter 8 side quests. I've placed that in the video description if you'd like. In Chapter 9, you can purchase the Hardedge at the Wall Market weapon shop. You want to keep note of this weapon shop specifically because throughout the game, you can come back here to purchase other weapons that you may have missed. The Hardedge is a really good weapon for Cloud. It specifically specializes in strength and attack. I used it for nearly the entire game after I purchased it. Also in Chapter 9, you can get the Arcane Scepter for Aerith. To get this weapon, you're going to have to complete a specific quest. However, the quests that you need to complete will be different based off of the decisions that you've made during your playthrough. The point of the matter is that you will be able to complete a quest called Shear's Counterattack or a Dynamite Body. Shear's Counterattack is given to you by Madame M, whereas a Dynamite Body is given to you by Sam. Whatever the case though, if you complete the quest, you'll be rewarded with the Arcane Scepter. Moving on to Chapter 10, you'll be able to receive the Feathered Gloves for Tifa. It's not too difficult to find. You'll need to pull this lever to be able to release the sluice gate to decrease the water levels, and then go ahead into the area to go under the sluice gate to get the treasure chest. The Feathered Gloves are a speed-based weapon for Tifa that will get you more ATB during battles. The ability learned from it, called Star Shower, after you use it in battle, it will go ahead and power up the next ability you use. Really strong weapon for Tifa, and I would definitely suggest learning Star Shower as well. While exploring in Chapter 11, you'll find a purple chest not very far from the beginning of the area. The chest will contain Aerith's weapon, the Mythril Rod. Mythril Rod is excellent in the sense that it gives the weapon ability Ray of Judgment, which is incredible at building the stagger gauge damage. It also has the best magic stat, which complements Aerith because her magic attack is the highest of anyone else in the game. Also in Chapter 11, you can get Aerith's Bladed Staff. This is the most unique weapon that you can get in the sense that you won't find it in a chest, and you won't find it after the battle is done. You'll need to steal it. This is by far the most missed weapon during a person's first playthrough. I'm not sure how steal works exactly as far as the mechanic goes, but what I specifically do is I equip the steal materia on Tifa. With the feathered gloves equipped and boosting the speed a little bit higher, it seems to work more often than not. After about 3 or 4 attempts, you should be able to get it. During Chapter 13, when you reach the camp full of people, you'll be able to buy the big Bertha weapon from the old weapons dealer in Sector 7. This is a pretty good weapon for Barret. It boosts his magic, so if you want to go that route, this would be a great weapon to do so. The boss in Chapter 13 drops Mythril Claws for Tifa. The storyline takes you here automatically, so there's no way you can really miss it. To get the Wrecking Ball weapon for Barret, you need to be in Chapter 14 and complete a side quest called the Subterranean Menace. It's a fairly challenging enemy that you'll fight here, but once you've done so, the reward from the side quest will be the Wrecking Ball. Also in Chapter 14, when you head back to Sector 5, you can speak with the Moogle Kid in order to buy the steel pincers. Just like the Wrecking Ball with Barret, this is his melee weapon. Not something I really prefer, however, the weapon abilities learned will always help to fulfill the requirements for the battle report. In Chapter 14, the Wall Market weapon store also has an assortment of different weapons that you can now purchase if you missed them beforehand. Weapons like the Arcane Scepter or the Mythril Rod, the Nail Bat, you can now purchase them just in case if you missed them. The new weapon that's available here is the Mythril Saber for Cloud, which is extremely good because it boosts his magic attack, while other weapons focus primarily on strength and attack. And now we get to start speaking about characters' final weapons. The first one you'll find is Tifa's Purple Pain in Chapter 16. You'll need to get this chest when you're handling the monkey bars and in control of Tifa. Just be sure to explore around. It'll be located on the western wall after you've climbed a few monkey bars. You'll know because it's in the violet chest. And along with the Purple Pain, you'll also be able to get the EKG Cannon in Chapter 16. This weapon is for Barret, and you'll get it specifically by paying for it. 10,000 gil specifically. You'll talk to a man named Hart. Speak with him again in order to get him to offer you some information. It costs 10,000 gil, but with the information, you'll also get the EKG Cannon. Aerith's final weapon, the Reinforced Staff, can be found in her room. It's incredibly hard to miss. And even though it's her final weapon, I still prefer using the Mythril Rod more than anything with her. Fortunately, the ability ATB Ward has its uses, so definitely pick it up if you have the chance. It's blatantly obvious to do so why not? Finally, in Chapter 17, you'll be able to pick up Cloud's final weapon, the Twin Stinger. There's a room where you're going to fight 3 waves of enemies, and after you've actually completed them, along the stairwell will be a treasure chest. It's in plain sight, you can't miss it, and that'll have the Twin Stinger in it. So there you have it, all weapons and their locations. If the video was helpful for you at all, please by all means leave a like, throw a comment, I'd really appreciate it. I've got other Final Fantasy VII Remake guides that you can check out on my channel as well.